Setting up appropriate client-counselor boundaries helps create a healthy counseling relationship. One of the boundary areas that needs to be discussed with clients deals with out-of-session public run-ins. To help establish these boundaries, I would want to address how we would handle the possibility of an accidental client-counselor public run-in before the very first session even ended. I would want to let my client know that confidentiality is my first priority. Legally and ethically, I have the responsibility to not initiate interaction with a client while in public because that would be a breach of their confidentiality. I would let them know that there is no pressure on their part to acknowledge that we would know each other and that we have a counseling relationship. I would let them know that it's completely okay if they would ignore me, and I would never take any offense to that. I would not want to cause embarrassment or uncomfortable feelings for them. I would leave it up to them if they chose to acknowledge me, if we would see each other outside of an office setting. I would also let them know that if they approach me and say hello, I am more than happy to respond. I will also let them know that it's okay to acknowledge each other with a hello, but I will leave it up to them if they would want to introduce me to the people that they were with. They may not wish to disclose that they are seeing a counselor when they are with other people. And if I am with others in this meeting, I would make sure that I would not disclose to those that I am with that I know the individual because they are a client of mine. By setting up this boundary, a client will know that my intention is not to ignore or to hurt them, but rather it's to give them privacy and let them know that they can trust our conversations and that there is confidentiality. It is really important that we respect each other's privacy. With that being said, counseling sessions are the only place that we should discuss a client's concerns, issues, or problems. I would let my client know that if we met in public, it would not be appropriate for them to come up and begin disclosing information that we would talk about in a session. I really believe that therapy is most effective when it takes place within a carefully defined parameter. I would want to make sure that I did not confuse my client about the boundaries of our client-counselor relationship. 3 questions that I would want to ask a counselor in regards to this topic would be 1, have you ever had a negative experience with seeing a client outside of the office? And then I'd ask them if they could tell me more about it. I'd also want to know if they had any positive experiences. Then I would ask them, what do you do when a client wants to talk in depth to you when you accidentally meet them in public, even though they do know your policy? How do you handle that? And then third, I would just want to know if they had any advice that they could give a new counselor in regards to this topic of run-ins with clients in public. Thanks. Have a good night.